Alright, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another Tackle Tuesday video. We got Freddie over here laughing at me as I'm trying to film this video. As always, the Tackle Tuesdays are sponsored by Fishgum, the channel. Big thanks to Fishgum for sponsoring these Tackle Tuesdays videos. Helps me out a lot. Helps me create all these videos for y'all. Hope y'all enjoy it. Again, make sure you go check them out. But today's video, we're going to talk about the rods and reels that I use for surf fishing, why I use them, how I use them. So let's go ahead and jump into it. Alright guys, first one we're going to talk about is the Fishgum's 11-foot custom surf rod. Now he made these for me. You see his logo here. I got my logo right up in there. This is an 11-foot medium surf rod. It's a Ninja Tackle blank, and I've really enjoyed these rods. He made me 2 pairs of them, and they have been great. One, the 11-foot helps you cast a lot longer distance, but being a medium action, they are light enough when you are pompano fishing. You can still get the full fight of the pompano. But they got enough backbone and everything that if you're going to target more bigger redfish or black drum, or even do some smaller land-based shark fishing, this rod is going to be able to handle that. And on this one, I just got it paired up with a Pin Pursuit 3. This is the 4,000 size. I got 20-pound reaction braid on it. I did a little test probably like 2 years ago to test this reaction tackle braid versus the Power Pro. It's actually been a pretty good braid. It's honestly probably about time to switch it out, but I've not had any issues with it yet. Then with that, I just got a Bearded Brad Salty's pompano rig tied on with that. Been using these so far this spring for pompano fishing, but we fished with that same rig throughout the winter. So that's the first setup. Next up is the exact same rod. This is another Fishgum's 11-foot custom surf rod, but this one I got paired up with a Penn Battle 2. This is a 6,000 size. Now I like using this if we are getting some cut bait, if we got some fresh mullet, or if we're catching some smaller whiting. I'll use this setup to throw out that bait to target some bigger redfish, or again if we are doing any land-based shark fishing for some smaller, like some smaller black tips or something like that. You don't want to go after anything too big with this rod, but it is good for some of those smaller sharks. And on this reel I do have 50-pound Power Pro braid, and it's been a good setup. This is actually the same reel that I also took out trolling for the tuna. So I do swap these reels out to different rods. When I do have this one out and we're targeting some of those larger fish, if I am throwing out some cut bait, typically I'll just tie on a Carolina rig. Now I use like 30 to 50-pound mono if we're going after the redfish. If we are going to target any sharks, always make sure you use some sort of still leader. That way you're not getting cut off. One of my favorite rods, I really enjoy this rod. It's a little pricey, but this is a TFO. It's the Temple Fork Outfitters 11-foot medium light rod. This is only rated up to 3 ounces, but having that medium light, it doesn't really matter what you're catching. You get that full fight from the fish, and that's what it's really all about. If you're catching smaller stuff, you still want to get that feeling of fighting that fish, and this medium light really helps with that. But having the 11-foot rod is also going to help you with that casting distance. Now I got this paired up. This is the Penn Battle 3, again a 4,000 size, and I got 20-pound Power Pro Super Slick. This is probably my favorite braid that I've used so far. That Super Slick casts really good, really great braid. Again, I've not had any issues with it. And then also I got it paired up. This is just a green, white, and black Salty's pompano rig. So I got all this tied on for pompano fishing right now this spring. But I've caught black drum on this rod over the winter. So this rod's going to be able to handle just about everything that you're going to be catching off the beach. Really good setup, really fun setup. Probably one of my favorites that I've been using here recently. I'm going to break it on the ceiling. Alright, moving on down the line a little bit. This is the Star Stellar 10-foot. It's the medium. It's rated 2 to 5 ounces. I've had this set up for quite a while. Probably one of the first one I've started with. It's a good budget-friendly rod as well. And again, I got it paired up with a Penn Battle 3, 4,000 size. Again, this one also has the 20-pound Power Pro Super Slick, and then another Salty's pompano rig. Again, using this one a lot for the pompano, but again, we can catch redfish, black drum, whatever it is off the beach. Another good setup. This one here is another Star rod. This is the Star Stellar 9-foot. I've been using this one recently for whiting fishing. When I first got this rod, I was using it a lot off the jetties for throwing for Spanish or bluefish and stuff like that. but I've recently turned it into a whiting setup. I got it paired up with a Penn Pursuit 3. This is a 3000 size. I do have 20-pound Power Pro on this one as well. You could definitely go 10 or 15 on this if you are going to use it as a whiting setup. And then the whiting rig I got tied on here is just 10-pound fluorocarbon. And then I got a size 4 circle hook. I actually tied this one with no float and no bead, just to kind of have something different out there, real natural presentation. Seems to have been working well. The 9 foot gives you a light rod targeting these smaller fish. It's been a good setup so far. Like I said, I've only been using it for whiting for probably, I don't know, a month now or so. And it's been a fun rod targeting these whiting. Alright, and then my second whiting setup here. This is an Ugly Stick Gx2. This is a 9 foot rod. Super light rod. I've been using this one for about 3 years now, and it's probably one of the funnest rods that I've had. It doesn't matter if you're catching little croaker or little like 5-inch whiting. It's so light you can really feel these fish. And I've even caught like a 26-inch redfish on this, and it's a really fun rod. I got it paired up with a Daiwa BG. I think this is a 2500, and I got 10-pound Power Pro on this. Again, the whiting rig on this one is 10-pound fluorocarbon. Same little size 4 circle hook. I did put just a little bit of bead on there just to help detract them a little bit. It's a super fun setup. Everybody I know that has this rod really loves this rod. So if you're interested in this one, I'm going to link it down below. Go pick you one up. Perfect setup for whiting fishing. Alright, and last but not least, every time I go to the beach, I have to have a rod that I'm going to tie on a spoon or a popper or something like that. That way if you see any fish cruising down the beach or blowing up, you can throw at them. And so for that, I got the 10-foot bummy stick. I think he's finally got these back in stock. If he does, I'll link the website down below. You can go pick one up. But the reason I use the 10-foot surf rod is sometimes these schools of fish are way off the beach. So having a 10-foot rod is going to make it a lot easier to be able to reach those fish, help you with some casting distance. And I got this paired up with a Penn Conflict 2. This is a 5000 size. And I got 40-pound Power Pro Super Slick. Same braid that I have on some of the others. I don't have anything rigged up on this, but typically I'm going to tie on like a 2-ounce spoon. Sometimes even a popper if we're going to be out there early morning, just so I can throw after some of those schools of jacks or redfish. Or if you see any bluefish or Spanish, you can tie on a little diamond jig, something like that. But really good setup. Always make sure you have something you can throw after these fish. That way if you do see something blowing up, you don't miss out on any of those opportunities. Alright, so that's going to wrap it up. Just wanted to do a quick little rundown for all the setups that I've been using for surf fishing. Pretty much everything that goes out to the beach with me every time I'm out there. If you have any questions about any of these setups, make sure you comment down below and I'll get back with you with an answer. I'm going to try to link all these rods and reels down below if you're interested in picking any of them up. But I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you go unsubscribe from Freddy's channel. Until next time, y'all take care.